do the role play. So I'm gonna call you, and then you tell me, you do what they were doing to you on the phone this morning.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, so I'm looking for David, please.
This is he.
Hey, David, my name is Paul Argueta. Listen, I'm sure you've already been bombarded by a bunch of calls like this, and here's why I'm calling. Your house came up as an expired listing in the multiple listing service, and I wanted to see, when do you plan on selling it again?
Well, how did you find my number?
Yeah, it's a great question. We use a service called Vulcan, which connects us as agents to the expired listing. So I see it was on the market for only about 90 days. If it had sold, were you going to stay here in this area, or were you going to move to another part of town?
Why do you want to know that?
You know, it's a great question. It helps me find out how motivated somebody is. So were you looking for something smaller, or were you looking for something larger after you sold it?
Wait, how did you say you found my number again?
So we use a service called Vulcan that connects us to the home sellers whose listings have expired. And I see it was only on the market for a short period of time. Tell me, why do you think it didn't sell?
Well, that's not really none of your business. I took it off for a reason.
Absolutely. So you took it off for a reason. And I'm sure that if you still got a full price offer and it met all the terms that you were looking for originally, I'm sure that's something that you'd still be interested in. How do we show the property?
Oh, it's off the market.
Oh, so it's off the market. So if you got a full price offer, is that something that you would consider?
Oh, it's off market for a reason.
Oh, it's off market for a reason. I see. And if it had sold, where were you going to move to next?
I guess I'll cave in, but
that's one of two things are going to happen. One of two things are going to happen. They're either going to continue the conversation and answer my questions, or they're going to hang up the phone. So my position is, you're either going to participate or you're going to hang up on me.
All right.
Those are the only two options. So when you're talking to them, but you'll notice that, like, it didn't matter what they said, I'd move on to the next question.
Right.
So I see it didn't sell. Where were you going to move to next? That's none of your business. That's none of my business. Fantastic. So tell me, if it had sold, were you going to get something larger, or were you going to get something smaller? I told you, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. You're absolutely right. So, why do you think it didn't sell? Because I took it off the market. You took it off the market. I completely understand. Good for you. Now, if I got you a full price offer, I'm sure that that's something that you still consider. Is that correct? And then they'll say yes or they'll say no. But essentially what I keep doing is I keep asking the same question, just in different ways. Right. So where were you going to move to? Did you want to stay in this area? Did you want something bigger, or did you want something smaller? Did you want to sell now, or did you want to sell later? Did you want to? Everything is just me giving them options to try to figure out what's going on, what their motivation is.
Oh, she was like, yeah, some of you agents keep calling over and over again.
Okay, so that's not really an objection though, right? So I see. So what you're saying then is all these agents keep calling you, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, great. Well, I'll tell you what, I know how I can make it stop. Now tell me, if it sells, will you stay in this area, or will you move again to another part of town? And then you just roll it over.
Gotcha.
Right? But the idea here is acknowledge what they're saying, approve it so that they feel you're listening, and then move on to the next question.
Gotcha.
But you have to keep going. Otherwise, the minute the conversation stops and there's no dialogue, it's just dead air, then it's done. It's awkward and they'll hang up anyway. So you answer your question with a statement, acknowledging them, confirming, and then ask another question. So now let's do it again, right? But this time you give me some questions that might throw you off, okay? So hi, I'm looking for David, please.
This is he.
Hi, David. My name is Paul Argueta. Listen, we've never met. I'm sure that you know by now your house came up as an expired listing. Here's why I'm calling. I wanted to see when you're going to be selling it again.
Well, why do you want to know that?
Well, because at any given moment, David, I'm working with about 15 to 20 pre-approved buyers, and I'm sure that one of them would be interested in it. Had it sold, were you going to stay in this neighborhood, or were you going to move somewhere else? Where were you moving to?
Well, I don't really see how that's any of your business.
That's none of my business? Absolutely. So, were you going to stay in LA County, or were you going to move out of LA County?
I just told you I was none of your business, but I was probably going to move to LA County.
To LA County? So you wanted to stay around the area still, is that correct?
That's correct.
I see. And did you want something smaller, or were you looking for something larger? Had it sold?
Probably some smaller.
You were looking for something smaller, I see. And tell me, why do you think the property didn't sell?
Well, it was probably, I think it was just due to the agent not really doing doing his correct due diligence.
I see. So it was due to the agent. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And what will you expect from the next agent that you hire to sell your home?
Well, I probably won't put it back on the market for some time.
Okay, so
it up for a reason.
So you're probably not going to put it back on the market for some time. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And tell me, were you planning on being in your new home about this time when you did have it on the market, or did you want to wait, 4 to 6 months to get the property?
I'll probably wait. I'll probably wait till the summertime. I think houses sell better around the summer.
Got it.
I get a full price offer.
Fantastic. So what you're saying then is that you want to put it back up for sale in the summertime because you think that's a better time to get houses sold. Is that right?
Yeah, but Jenny, I talk to a lot of agents, and to be honest, I don't really think there's a need for any agent. I pretty much know what you guys all do. You just put the house online, so I'll probably end up just selling it myself.
Got it. So what you're telling me then is that you want to wait until summer because you think that's a better time to get it sold, and at that time you're not going to hire an agent to get it sold. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, great. Now, during the summer, do you think that there's more homes or less homes up for sale?
Probably more homes.
There's typically more homes up for sale. Is that right? And so if there's more homes up for sale and there's much more competition that are competing for the buyers that are out there, is that better for you or is that worse for you?
It sounds like that'd be worse.
It'd probably be worse. So if I could show you a way where we could actually get the property sold now with less competition and still get the price that you want, I'm sure that that's something you'd still be interested in. I'd like to apply for the job of being your agent. Is Thursday good or do you think Friday better?
I never said I wanted an agent, but what's your commission?
That's a great question. Remind me again what you were paying the last agent that you hired to sell your home.
Well, I didn't pay him anything.
You didn't pay him anything because the house didn't sell. Isn't that correct?
Right.
So I promise that when I get there, we're going to discuss commission. But equally more important, I want to make sure that we're on the same page when it comes to price. Because if the house doesn't sell and we can't agree on a price that makes sense to you and a price that makes sense to the buyer, then really I won't get a commission anyway. So I promise that when we get there, we're going to talk about the commission. But I also want to make sure that we're on the same page when it comes to price. So is Thursday morning good or do you think Friday morning's better?
Well, what do you think my home is worth?
It's a great question. So there's a range of values in your neighborhood, anywhere between $750,000 up to $1 million. I see that you had it on the market for $799,000. At that price, were you getting any offers?
No, obviously, because it didn't sell.
Got it. So you weren't getting any offers at that price. And why do you think that is?
I don't know. My house is beautiful. I think it's great.
Okay, so there's typically two reasons that a house doesn't sell. It's either the price or the condition. Which of the two reasons do you think it was in your case?
You know what? Probably was the price.
It may have been the price. Okay. So when I get there, I'll tell you what, you can give me a tour of the home, you can show me all the wonderful things that you've done to it, but more importantly, you can also show me the price. And what I'll do is I'll try to figure out why it didn't sell. So Thursday morning 11 o'clock or Friday morning 11 o'clock, which is better?
Probably 11.
Okay, so Friday or Thursday?
Friday.
Friday. So let's shoot for Friday at 11 o'clock. I'll see you there. Let me get your email address so I can email you my contact information so you know who I am once I get there, etc., etc. Boom. Okay. Now, somebody says to me, summer months, right? Somebody says, well, I want to hold off until the summer because I hear that's a better time to sell. Oh, I see. So what you're saying then is that you think that it's a better time to sell during the summer. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Okay, and tell me, during the summer, do you think that there's more homes up for sale or fewer homes up for sale? Well, there's more. There's more. And if there's more homes up for sale, that means that there's more competition for you that are competing for the buyers that are out there. So more competition or less competition, which is better for you? Less competition. And if I could show you that there's less competition right now and still get you your price, I'm sure that that's something that you'd be interested in. I'd like to apply for the job of being your agent. So Thursday or Friday, which is better?
Well, if they say, well, I'm still flexible on it, so I'm probably still going to just, wait till the summertime anyway.
I see. So what you're saying then is you're still flexible, but you want to wait until the summertime. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And tell me, do you want to start the process in the summertime, or would you love to be in your new home by the time summer kicks in, which is better for you?
Well, I just think holding off till the summer is good.
Okay, so you think starting the process in the summer is better than being in your new home by the time summer starts. Is that right?
The way I understand it, you can just get a full price offer in the summertime, and I just think the value right now just isn't good for me.
Okay, so what you're saying then is it's about the value. Is that right?
Yep.
So if you're anticipating that the value is going to go up sometime in the summer. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the market, so I know around summertime there's generally when people when houses go up in value. So
okay, great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm just gonna hold till the summer.
That's a great strategy. So now tell me, if the value of your home goes up and then you're going to use the proceeds to go buy another home. If the value of your home goes up, we can both agree that it's probably not only going to go up on your home, it's going to go up on all the other homes as well. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so if the value of your home goes up by X% and the value of the other home that you're going to go up goes up by X%, then really was there any additional money that you got?
Well, let's say they're gonna move out of state. So
Okay.
the home value in Atlanta is a lot cheaper than it is in Los Angeles. So.
Oh, absolutely. So, but in the summertime, we can agree that if the home values go up here, they're probably going to go up over there as well, right?
Probably.
Okay. So it's all relative, because if it goes up here and then it goes up there, even if it's by a little bit, then really we didn't really see any true gain. So really it's all about timing. So which is better for you? Selling it now and being in your new home by next summer, or waiting until the summer kicks in to start the process?
Selling it now sounds good. Yeah.
So, but look at how I framed everything in the form of a question.
Right.
I didn't say it, I asked it.
Right.
And the reason that I do that is because if you say it, it's a lie. But if they say it, it's the truth. So I have to make them understand without me making a statement. I make my statements in the form of questions, but they're the ones confirming those questions for me. I've just gotten good at doing that. Yeah?
How long did it take you to get good at that process?
4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months.
But listening to that stuff. Every day, listening to the CDs, listening to the audios, reading them, practicing them, looking at my ugly mug in the mirror, reading them off. You know what I mean? Like, I had to get that down, and I just decided, you know what, man, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of not knowing what to say. Because if I know what to say, put me in front of anybody, I'm okay. But if I don't know what to say, of course I'm going to be nervous. So every opportunity to speak to a client is a presentation, whether it be the for sale by owner that we're going to go visit, or whether it be somebody over the phone.
Gotcha.
Let me map out. Any other objections? Oh, commission. Commission's going to come up a lot, so you got to be ready for commission.
Commission, as you know, commission in California is negotiable. I promise that's one of the things we'll speak about when we meet. It's Thursday, Friday, good for you.
Friday's okay. I can do Friday, but you know, I got somebody that's going to do it at like 4%. So I mean, unless you can match 4%, there's really no point in us having a conversation.
That is a good objection.
So don't debate that, right? Don't get into a fight about commission. So if they say, I got someone that says 4%, I see. So what you're saying, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is that you have someone that would be willing to do it at a discounted rate of 4%. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Okay, great. I'll tell you what, I will make a mental note of it here. In fact, I'm going to write it down that you do not want to pay more than 4%. And when I get there, I promise that we'll discuss it. I'll see you Thursday, or is Friday better? Which is better for you?
Friday.
Perfect. 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock.
Okay, so yeah, I get it. Okay, so you didn't fight it, you just kept talking.
No, you just not a problem. I'm gonna make sure that I make a mental note. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna even write it down.
Okay.
That you do not want to pay more than 4% total.
So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I see what you're telling me is that you do not want to pay more than 4%, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, you know what? I'll make a mental note right now that you do not want to pay more than 4%, and I promise that will be do I even have to say we'll discuss it?
No, you don't have to.
I'll make a mental note.
Discuss it, but I'll make a mental note of it right here that you don't want to pay 4%. So is Thursday good or Friday better? And then just reconfirm.
Gotcha. Okay. And then obviously we'll discuss it.
Yeah, when we get there. I told you 4%. You're absolutely right. And then we start, building value for why you want to do that.
So what you're telling me? So when we're saying we're asking the media in front of them, then they say I only want 4%. So in that point, will I go into the so what you're telling me is that you do not want me to work, or so what you're telling me is that you want me to discount my my services by a certain percentage. Are you willing to discount your home price for that? Is that way? No. So what you're telling me is you want me to work.
Right. Now they're gonna say, I have someone that's gonna do it at a discounted rate. Oh, okay. So what you're telling me then is you have an agent that will do it at a discounted rate. Is that correct? Yes. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, would you consider your home a discount home? No. Okay. So then why would you hire a discount broker? Well, it's not a discount broker. It's just that they're giving us a discount. Oh, I see. So what you're saying then is that they're going to pay 3% to the other agents that bring a buyer, and they're only going to pay themselves 1%. Is that correct? Well, I don't know how they're going to structure, whether 2% and 2% or 3% and 1%, whatever. The bottom line is we're getting 4%. Oh, I see. So what you're saying is you're not really worried about how they structure the deal so long as you don't pay anything more than 4%. Is that correct? I see. Okay, so what that tells me, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is that you're open to creative ideas. And so what I'd like to do then is why don't we increase the price of the property by about 2%, okay? And then that'll cover the cost of the difference of the 6%, which is what I'm recommending that we do. Because I'm not a discount broker, and as you can tell, I know what I'm doing. So I'm clearly the agent for the job, or you would have already signed the contract with that other agent. Isn't that correct? That's correct. So let's get the paperwork out of the way and let's sign the lease agreement. Right? That's how I would handle that. Now, if they say, well, you know, we're still not going to pay, we don't want to pay more than 4% commission. You know, we want you to give us a discount. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, now tell me, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm such and such. Oh, you're such and such. And how often is it that you go into your employer's office and tell them that you want to discount your salary or your hourly wage? How often do you do that? Well, we don't. Okay, so if I do a good job for you and I get you the price that you want, why would you be willing to ask me to do that if you would be willing to ask your own employer to do that for you? And then they're going to be like, they're not going to know what to say because nobody's going to do that. See, these are all common sense arguments. The challenge is that we feel like we need to defend our value, right? That's what happens. What happens is we feel like when people are willing to drop all their commissions and do all that stuff, it's because they feel like, you know, they're not valued enough. So you have to know, you have to stand